I don't know if you can play music on True Lives. Not sure. Guess I'll find out. Oh, I have to. These are some rune stones. Alexa, hold down. Rune stones that I have made for, can't see, sapphire and teal. Pre-made by me. Now I just need some sets to glaze. Funny, this the one that I always I was just about to say I can never find this one. There we are. It's the Elder. I don't know how you say the last name, how you pronounce it. Futhark. But this sapphire and teal, she wrote her own rune symbols and then I made them into stamps. That is her stamp on the back, and then made and fired the runes, and now we need to wax the backs once I've got the full set out and glaze them. And the ones that I'm glazing today are going to be iron luster. They look like this when they're fired, which is just delish. Absolutely love them. There is a high breakage rate with these particular ones though, because it's just when you've got an indentation near an edge, tends to increase the risk of cracking. But if I can get some of these out of the way, I can get onto throwing, which I haven't thrown for so long. I am. Well, I've done my minis. So if you've never seen me on any other lives, okay, this is feeling too loud now. I do this thing where when I travel, I have a van, and when I travel, I make mini pottery on a mini wheel. I make my own keepsake there. Right, we have a set. I used to do all my lives on the clock app, but I just tend to get restrictions all the time there now. So I've always so YouTube was the platform I always really wanted to conquer and become a part of it, and everyone put me off it and said you'll never make it. Let's face it, I've grown on the other platforms, never here, but I've never given it my full attention, and I've actually got a bunch of longer form videos now that I've got to edit, but I don't want it to just be throwing pots. It's going to be like my travels as well. So I don't know if anyone's ever been to like Whitby or anything like that. So what I'm going to post soon. So this is the sort of thing. I'm really pleased with this one. So I've got to be careful because it's not been fired yet. But it went to Whitby, and if you don't know, Whitby's the inspiration behind Bram Stoker's Dracula. So there's a lot of goth goth people that go. And when you get there, there are 199 steps up to the cathedral ruins. And then obviously, so I thought what I would do as a keepsake is I would throw an urn. So we have it's on a mini wheel in my van. And then this is the 199 steps. No, I have not counted. And then obviously a little nod to Dracula on the top there. That's got to be fired yet because that was only recent. So that's the sort of thing that I do as well. I've always been a bit scared to come on YouTube. Like, it's quite easy on the Clock app to chat with people and things, but nobody seems to chat to me on here. So I end up talking to myself. But hey ho, you want these things to happen, you're just going to have to come along and churn it away. I got a thumbs up. Hello, Bonnie Sanders. Thank you for speaking to me. It's hard. I'm used to people talking back. It's really hard to do. But I'm going to... Right, so I'll let you know what I'm doing. So my next post probably going to be shorts, those though. No, maybe they'll be a bit longer than short. I'm thinking of putting the whole thing together so that it's not too chopped up. What do I do? I'm a potter. I was just explaining how I also I don't just do pottery in the studio. I take it out and about. Let me show you. I've got a mini pottery wheel. I'm actually getting a smaller one sent to me. Packet. Not sent to me. I'm purchasing a smaller one. I have a full size one here, just off screen. I'll show you in a second. And then I have this miniature one that I travel with. So I go to I've got a van and I travel. I did about 2.5 months traveling through Europe. Well, it will be nearly 2 years ago now. And I was going to stitch the whole thing together into one big video. I've started it. It's just, these things take time. And as I travel around, I make a miniature. I do. So these are ones from my travels. Like this one I made outside of Buckingham Palace. So I went with the red, white and blue. And I think it was this one as well that I did there. But what I do is I make it and then I take it home again and I fire it at home. It's not just thrown pieces either. Like, there's a seal reserve near where I live. I'm in Lincolnshire in the UK. And there was, I make it out and about. That's the thing, taking it out there. People just ignore you. They just let you crack on. The odd time they'll watch. Like, this was a place in Colmar, in France, called Colmar, and it's a medieval village. So I was actually on this bridge videoing it, throwing it. I go out early in the morning and then they have stalks there. I have to do the influencer hand, excuse me. And this little spot's called Little Venice. So And then, yeah, you'll see. No, you won't, because it won't focus. Colmore, 25. But there's an entire row in here that was just one trip round Europe, which was amazing. And that's, ignore the glazes. This is the full size wheel. So I do yeah, well, that's the fun side of things, you know. There's the everyday stuff. Everyone wants a mug. I took some time away from work end of last year into this year due to my favorite, oh gosh, it changes. It's actually inside the house at the minute, and I made a vase. I took flowers from my mum's funeral and I pressed them into the clay, and then I hand built the vase and brought it round, but I left it very rustic. I've got it in the house. If you want to see it, it takes me 2 minutes to go, because the studio's in my back garden. My favourite mug is also in the house because I use it every day. They're quite similar to, I like a big mug. You need a big mug. Quite like, I made this a few years ago. It's completely out of my comfort zone, like hand building something, but it was my no bust to bust, and it was representative of mastectomy, double mastectomy. Yeah, if you're really interested in seeing it, of course, I won't mind going and showing you. I also like this technique. This, to be fair, is one of my favourites. It's a technique called sgraffito, where you it's probably a bit mucky. You, as it's before it's fired, you cover it in slip, which is clay mixed with the colour, and then you scratch the detail out. So that is one of my favourites as well. I keep that in the studio because I just like it. There's only one person in here. All right, I'll go and I'll nip off then and get the vase. One sec. Not to worry if you've left, it will have got my steps up. So like I say, it was a plain piece of clay, and then I took the flowers from the funeral bouquet and they were pressed into the clay, so that you can see this one's a rose. I can't remember what you called this one, but you can see the plant detail as well. But it's full of use. It's glazed inside, and then these parts are glazed, and this is a oxide wash. Right, I'd be very careful with this because I'd be devastated if I do anything. But for now, this morning, it's runes. So if you missed it before, the runes I'm working on for an order, this is the glaze. It won't come out, it comes out like a grey colour, but it's finding the glazes that break on the texture so the design comes through. So I've already made these and fried them. Take a crazy amount of time actually to do these. So I have to, they're a bit spenny. But we don't want glaze on that back side of it, so you just add a little bit of wax. Which is what this is. I just dip them. So it's just going to be chat while I, let me get a tray, sorry, chat while I work. Please do ask away. But yeah, it's different. It depends what technique I'm thinking of when I think of what my favourite pot is. I like a lot of functional pottery as well, but the mini pottery gives me the opportunity to be a bit more creative. So the easiest way I've found is to just use these tweezers, I guess. It is painstaking and a little bit boring, which is why I quite like to go live while I'm doing it, because it's one of the few opportunities I can really chat away whilst I'm making. Are there any potters watching right now? Also, do you follow me? The people that are in here now, do you follow, or have you just come across me? On like scrolling lives or something? Because I'm not quite sure how it works on here. But I've been wanting to focus far more on here than other places. And I know I've grown followings on other accounts, but I think the past, present, and future has always been this app. I've just not ever been able to. Do you know what? I kind of backed off it because there are so many incredible potters on here that do and edit the most incredible cinematic experience of pottery. And I'm like, well, I'm just some bird who sits in their carriage in the back garden. I share a lot. That's why I try to do the minis and mix it with travel, because I think it makes it a bit more interesting for people. Like I say, sometimes there's just some bits I have to do, but once I get them out of the way, I can get on the fun stuff, because I would love nothing more than to just throw at the wheel. There's there's a guy I know whose wife does all the glazing. I'm like, oh my god, if only. I'm not a fan of glazing at all. I do like the end result. Also, Bonnie Sanders, I don't know what these stickers. I don't ever watch lives on YouTube. I should watch some more, shouldn't I, and get an idea. The only time lives have showed up for me though are the like huge counts. So I don't know how to find somebody like me. Or because there isn't somebody like me. And because I'm in my studio and it's the UK and it's still a bit chilly. Do you have my file? But I won't put anything else on that today. I'll just let that burn down now, because it's insulated in here and it'll keep it just right. But whoops. But I wear a work onesie. The stuff I put out though is, it's not really about, it's not about a business. It's not promoting stuff. It's just sharing chit chat in the studio, what I'm working on. I'm actually notoriously bad putting anything in the shop, so I just have no interest in the business side of things. But I've got to, because I need to get some more funds to go traveling again. I've got coming up. I've got 7 likes. Thank you. I've got some trips coming up. I am going again to see the puffins. So last year I discovered that you can go to Wales and you can actually go out on the island where the puffins are. And I took my mini wheel and I threw some things there. And recorded the island, but I'll be doing some more of that. It's absolutely amazing. You can, I'm, the time I'm going, I'm not sure whether the chicks have come. I never saw the chicks. The chicks are called pufflings. But it's incredible. And the way they monitor how many people are on the site is, it's an island and you have to buy the boat access through them, and then they can monitor how many people get on the island. Which is, and it's amazing. There's just literally like puffins running across the path in front of you. It's incredible. Nearly done these now, and then I can start glazing. I'm not really, why I struggle with this kind of making something like this is that I'm just not really a production potter. Kind of fell out of love with pottery when I was, one of my pieces, well, a range of pieces that I made, which were adapted mugs for people with different disabilities, went viral. And all I did was make them, and it turned me off the craft so much. Alexa, volume down. Plane going over. You know, when you have to make something rather than creating for enjoyment. There might be enough glaze on the sponge now. Please do introduce yourself. Let me know where you're watching from, whether you're a follower or whether you've just come across my account. I'd love to know. It's very voyeuristic when no one speaks to you. Don't think I'm just some old bird on the internet. I don't know what she's doing. I do know what I'm doing with socials. I just have never given this app the time it deserves, and I'm trying to change that this year, because I think, like I said before, I think the past, present, and future is this app. And I kind of wish, this is where I started, but everyone told me I was in the wrong place, and I shouldn't have listened. I should have carried on. Right, I've got 4 from another colour that I need as well. So why you have to protect certain areas is you've always got to think of a surface area that's going to be on the shelf when you fire it, and if you don't keep an area glaze free, whatever you put onto that kiln shelf, because glaze is it's got powdered glass in it, it will melt and just weld to that shelf. And that's why when you look at your plates or cups and things at home, and there'll be like one little area that hasn't got any glaze on it, that's why. Or it'll be lower fire clay and they will have been able to still sit. But I use stoneware clay, which is a more resilient, tougher clay. Especially for runes, you're going to be shuffling the runes. You're not going to want something that's going to break on your first go. Taking a little bit more effort at the minute to get the there's a design on the back, and to get the wax into that design. Going forward, actually, we are removing the design in the middle there because it's just far too much of a ball ache. It's not required. Actually, it isn't great for the runes either, because you want the runes to be unknown from the other side. But if you've got a little stamp on, you can tell if it's the right way up or not. We didn't realise that because I make these for another company. We didn't realise that. I hadn't thought that through, that it will be showing you whether the rune's the right way up, because depending on whether it's upside down or not gives you a different reading. So is there anybody watching who does have an interest in pottery, or are you just popping through, see what we're up to? Just need to get rid of this. Had to melt the wax out of my sponge this morning, so I've forgotten to rinse it. Not that easy as it seems. Required a lot of hot water. Right, just need to get some water. That's my rune chart. So the company Sapphire and Teal, she's drawn those runes herself. They're her symbols, and then I've turned that into stamps, which I then stamp into the clay. It's a really long process, but the finish is a gorgeous high-end set of runes, and this is something that she was very passionate about working with this lady. Is that all the runes are mass produced. There was nothing authentic and handcrafted, so she's gathering a bunch of makers together like myself. I provide the ceramic ones, and then she's got someone who makes the wood ones. Just so there's something out there that's not just, you don't know where it's come from. And it's quality is usually poor. You do, like the crystal ones, you don't know where they're mined. And you've got to be responsible when it comes to things like that of knowing where it's actually come from. Right. Now I've talked about this on before, but if you do any kind of craft, if you watch out, um Luciniac, they have sales and they put aprons in the sales. I grab a new apron every single time they have aprons in the sales. And it just means you get really high quality. And oh my gosh, you should see how long these are. They are inclusive. And they also have, because I'm a short arse, they also have adjustable necks on them and really big pockets. And I love the designs. So yeah, a little tip there if you do anything that requires a lot of aprons, grab yourself. I mean, even if you're just using them at home, to be honest. Oh God, I've left my paintbrush over there now. So is it quite normal on here to, when you come across small creators like myself, to just not speak? Genuinely, I just don't know. I'm gonna have to do a bit more research and see how it works, and what to expect. I mean, everyone told me not to go on the clock app because they said I'll just get told, and that did happen. But also, I wasn't just some dumb boomer. I may look it, I'm not. And it means I was able to deal with the situation. Oh my God, yeah. I was being professionally attacked at one point by this gang of turned out to be kids that were organising themselves on Discord, and they were pretending to be, oh, it's called Geordie, Wings of Redemption. Had the targeted attack. My lives would get raided, and it's like, I am just some middle-aged potter. Why me? But what they do is, they were making it look like it was this Geordie guy, and I wouldn't. Were constantly pushing when I posted about it for me to say his name, say his name, say his name, and I wouldn't say his name. And I'm very glad, because I did come across a few people that they targeted, and they'd said his name, and it ended up, it was their way of trolling him. So you go out on your social, say, oh my God, this guy's done this to me, send everybody after him. He was getting swatted and all sorts when other people fell for it. And I fortunately, he was like, no, I'm just going to sit back here, I'm not going to mention any names. And I was very glad I did that, because when I saw the fallout of how it went down afterwards, they were threatening me, saying, your house is going to get raided, you're going to get swatted. And I'm like, I'm in the UK, it tends not to happen here. And actually, they revealed themselves when they found me on Instagram. And whenever someone commented on one of my pictures, they would contact them directly and say, made with merds on a live stream, and she said you're fat. I was like, okay, I'm dealing with kids. That's nicer to know, because I was terrified at the time. So I tend to do the edge a little closer. I don't know if it'd be for to see what I'm doing. It's just I'm going to need 3 layers of glaze on each piece. So it goes on grey, but it will fire and come out looking like this. takes ages, but it's all good. It's just once you get in the rhythm. And it's quite good when I have those live streams where people are coming in and chatting, because it's something I can actually do while chatting quite easily. Although I'm quite dab hand of throwing on the wheel now and whilst chatting to people. Is there a feature on YouTube where you just actually scroll through lives? They could do with one of those people that have a huge following finding me, taking pity on me, talking to herself in her garden, in the studio in the garden. I should do like an introductory post maybe of what I actually do. Where's your focus? It's not just pottery in a studio. There's so much more. Oh shoot. I've just remembered I had 4 here separately because I needed them in a different glaze. Right, I'll tell you what I'll do. Oh, I'll just glaze them in this for now, and then I'll pull another 4 out. Oh, I knew I'd forget as soon as I did that. Does anybody know as well? Well, I've actually only got one person in here, so thank you for being here. Now you're going to scroll in a second, especially when I've just mentioned you. But do you know? Aww, Star Winters, you've made my day. Oh, wrong button. You have made my day. I will be honest. I am fun. There's so much more to what I do than just sitting here in glazing rooms. But it's finding your people, isn't it? And I focus far too much on the wrong apps because I let people put me off here, and I love it here. Sorry if that's not a nice sound. I just had to knock some wax off. Star Winters, tell me about you. Where are you watching from? And you obviously just found me by scrolling then. So is that you can just scroll lives then on here? And they said on the tube, and I'm like, no, I can say it on this platform. This is it. From the Northwest UK. Okay. Well, yes, I am as well originally. No longer. My daughter is over there. But I'm in Lincolnshire now. Whereabouts? Also, for the aesthetic, do we prefer a close-up, or would you like me to zoom out a little bit more? I don't want to give you a jump scare. Does it tend to push out lives to people like by location or interest? Whoops. See, I've really researched. So glad to find you. How fun. Love a good close-up. Oh, you are making my day. Sorry, jump scare. Said I wouldn't do that. So, oh God, I used to have so much fun. I literally just use socials to basically fund enjoying myself. So I would set myself targets of. I've got a bunch of photographs up here of famous people and big creators that have all received a made with mud mug or have followed me on socials, and then I send them a mug. And I've never really shared all that side of things on here. No, I think it's interesting. Maybe, I don't know, I can be sat on my own on lives talking to the birds in the garden. Funnily enough, I've just started a new account on the Clock app, and I posted about being sat in the garden this morning listening to the birds. So I grew my following on the two obvious ones, because I did start on here a long time ago when I was setting up the studio, like in 2020. But everybody told me this is not where I should be. This isn't where my audience would be. They actually told me to stay off the Clock app as well, but I did really well on there. I actually did better on the gram, but sillily, I didn't listen to them with TikTok, but I did with this app. Oh, I said it. Stupid woman. I don't think they police your comments quite as much on here, though. I could be wrong. I met a lady at the company are called Sapphire and Teal that I'm making these runes for, and there was a lady that came in, and she was just like, "Hey," I'm like, I'm saying like a lot. Oh my god, that is not usually in my vocabulary. Um, I'm going on a trip, and my husband's bought me this 360 camera, and so I've just started a YouTube channel, and it's just going to be me walking my dogs. Lovely setup. I'm only on here, still trying to figure it all out. Oh my gosh! Right, can I give you some advice then? And I'm supposed to be getting an affiliate link, and I've forgotten to go and get it. Do you know what? I will put it when I'll post this live, and I will put this affiliate link in. And there's a lady called Helen Polisi, and she runs her own studio, as in the sense of it's a social media studio, and it tells you it's not a course. This is the thing. It's not a course. I feel like that's way too close now. I'm going to stay off screen. It's not a course. It's an actual studio. So you download the app, you join. There are codes if you go onto the Clock app. She does codes on her live streams, but I think the link I'm getting, it might give you that anyway. Every single app she will show you from the start. Or if you want to be a UGC creator, if you want to learn podcasts, she has years and years of experience. She has turned 60 now, so a lot of people have just dismissed her, but she's grown a following of over 1 million on the Clock app just by teaching how to do things, even how to do the trends. But she has years of experience as a editor and director of adverts, and she still does them. And now she actually gets employed as this person in the background doing the social media for these huge companies. But there is tutorials on absolutely everything, and not only that, they're constantly updated. And then she has a podcast which is free. She has a newsletter which is free, and it will tell you all the trends that to use. And it's like I say, it's constantly up to date. You see so many people that come on these apps and they're saying, do my course, and it's like hundreds of pounds, and you're like, oh, well, that was crap. She does full editing from the start, There's a brand new course that has gone up, and it's literally from the start. Right, this is the app to download. This is what to press. I mean, I did I upped my social media in lockdown, and I've actually got qualifications to run company social media accounts, but I used it for myself. My chance for random stuff, that sounds cool. Has it helped you, or are you still looking? Oh my god, no, it's even as an experienced creator. So on the Clock app, I've got about 66,000 followers there, and on the gram I've got about 75. But I still learn. It's it's in dollars, and I can't remember how much it comes out as pounds, but the first month is $26 if you use one of the codes, and then every month from there on is 36. But because she does it as a monthly subscription, you can cancel at any point and just do it month by month if you wanted. But like I say, if you wanted to learn, so if say, do you know what, I want to learn all about setting up my YouTube channel and things like that, you could join for a month, do all the courses that relate to that. There's a constant community chat as well, and then you can just turn it off and leave and come in and out as you want. There's people that will only join like for a couple of months of the year. But I will, when I post this, I'll get the link and I'll add it. I was a bit intimidated when I started, but I was also I wasn't scared of it, so I was quite happy to just root around the apps and learn how to do things, which is exactly what she's done. But she's also got the knowledge of editing adverts and things like that, so she can see any trend that starts. She can look at it and go, I know exactly how that's done. I will and if you're in the studio and you just go into the community chat and say, hey, I've seen this here, you can post somebody's video and say, I'd like to learn how to do this. She makes a tutorial. I've not found anything else out there. I've just been winging it, slow growth, still finding my feet. Well, do you mind me asking what age you're at? I'm presuming if you've come to my live stream that you might be a similar age to me. But I actually have, funnily enough, when I check my stats on my other apps, a lot of my following is much younger. So what you could do, you could decide, do you know what, I know I've got less work on in this month coming up, and just pay for 1 month. I don't want to hard sell it on you. I just know and you can actually join I'm older than you. Show you my crow's feet. Do you know what's really peeing me off is, do you know what as well? Where I live in Lincolnshire now, everybody gets called Ducky. That's so funny that you called me Ducky. I am. I had my big one 18 months ago. Tip 1, good lighting. I don't ever put a filter on because I occasionally come across people in real life, and I really don't want I'm finding this a jump scare now. It's too close. I don't want to jump scare people. I'm quite, my whole point, my whole thing is being authentic. And if you have no idea what I look like in real life because I've put a load of filters on, what's the point? I just need to get a sponge. 1 second. But don't give it up, and don't let people tell you that you're too old to do it, because you absolutely are not. Yeah, my kids I mean, bear in mind they were younger, so they were a bit worried about me, but they were like, "Oh, you can watch on the clock app, but for goodness sake, don't post." They did not say for goodness sake, but they said don't post. People are mean. But also, I've 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 had my ovaries removed. I've gone through menopause, and you get to that age where you just stop caring about that stuff. So I actually think it's a little easier. I don't tend to talk about menopause a lot on my socials because there are people out there who are much better at talking about that kind of thing than me. So I literally have just used socials for fun. I like have you ever heard of Alona Moore? Alona Moore is an American Olympian USA team rugby player, and she is such an amazing inspiration to women. She came second on Dancing with the Stars. Now, when she finished in the Olympics, she came over to the UK to play rugby at Bristol Bears, and I was like, okay, I'm going to take this opportunity to reach out and meet her for no reason other than I just liked her, and I thought, oh, she's here. This could be an opportunity. Never thought for 1 minute I'd managed to do it. But what I did was I saw that her and her sister, I followed her sister as well. So it turns out her sister is the girl that first posted about girl dinner. So she's got her own social media following because of that. And they were in the Cotswolds and they absolutely loved it. So I was like, right, I'm going to make some mugs inspired by the Cotswolds, and I'm going to see if I can get to deliver it to a load of more. Now, the day I drove over to Bristol, I didn't think I was going to meet her. I thought I was meeting a sister. And then Alona Moore walked down the street. Now, sadly, I didn't actually record my meeting. I took some photos, but she was being pestered so much by people that I was like, oh, I feel really uncomfortable just asking her to film in the street now. So I didn't do it. I just went with the situation. I'd met her. That's what I'd wanted to achieve. And she was like, come on, let's take some pictures. She was so lovely. But like I say, because we were outside a cafe, she was just getting harassed. Thank you. I appreciate it very much. I think that's amazing. You're wonderful. You're super, you are. Thank you. Well, look at this. Let me show you. So I have my mugshot wall. So these are all famous people or large creators on different platforms that have each either followed me or received a mug. And this is Alona Moore. And yeah, just I'll tell you what as well, over here, that there is a poster I did for TikTok. I was in all their ads, and weirdly enough, they found me on the gram. I keep forgetting I can say the words on here. They found me on the other platform, not on not on the clock app, and they were looking for so they did this advert where it all starts with a search on TikTok. I don't know if you'd have seen it last year, and it was like there was different ones. There was a potter, there was a runner, there was somebody who made cakes, and it was all about using the app to be inspired to then put the phone down and go out and do something. So yeah, this studio is just my little homage to my journey on social media and how much I've enjoyed it. And what I've found though is because I'm trying to be a content creator that's also a potter, the apps are really struggling where to put me in the algorithm. They feel like I should be a business when I don't. In fact, I've probably got to update my profile on on this app, because to begin with, that's what I thought I had to do. But I love the content creating. And so long as I do enough, I'm in a very privileged position, following my illness, that all I need to do is actually just cover costs and not cost money. But I would like to explore that more. And the only time I ever talk about, if you ever see me doing content on here and it involves another company, like the mini wheels, I'll talk about that because I've bought it and I use it and I love it. I am not going to be starting to push out a load of content that is a company sent me something. The honestly, the things, the emails I get sent, I got sent. They tried to set me up with this company once that were, hey, by the way, if you have to go, I can stop talking to you. Don't let me hold you back. But there was this company that they were selling a trike, an electric trike. And I was like, oh my God, I could so see myself using that in my socials, because sometimes I go off with my dog in a rucksack. It's a special dog rucksack on a bike, and then I go off and make my things. And I thought I could really see myself doing that. And I was like, yeah, you know what? Because they were going to send me this bike for free. I was like, yes, this is what I want to do. Fortunately, I looked the company up and on Trustpilot, and I was like, oh yeah, there are people out there that are really pushing this all over, like particularly the gram. And I'm like, I am not pushing this company. You're still listening. So what tends to happen as well on other platforms when I do live streams there is that I've seemed to have become a co-worker for a lot of people that work from home, and they just have me on in the background. But sometimes I find it really hard to just talk to myself. I'm just coming out of a period of loss and grief. I'm trying to get back to normal and start getting myself back in a rhythm of content making and work. And like I say, that lady and the studio really helps with that. What sort of content is it you want to make? Do you know? I know you said you're just winging it. And it seems very daft to be taking tips from somebody who's got less than 2,000 followers on here. But I'd love to help if I could, because I in particular wish I was sat chatting with you yesterday. I'm presuming you're a lady, and that's a wrong assumption, but it's just because you're using nice emojis, and I've gone, oh, it's a lady. It's wrong of me, but because in particular I do like to support. I like to support anybody that's being told because they're a certain, oh God, I even hate the phrase certain age, that they shouldn't be doing things, because you know what, one life, F off, do what you want. Okay. Hello. Yay, 2 people talking to me. I've been on for an hour, and up till now, oh no, I did have somebody talk to me, and they asked me what my favourite pot was, and I went and got it, and I don't think they I don't think they were here when I came back. But it's fine, because it's just it's one of these jobs today where I've just got head down, just do it, chat away while I'm cracking on. And so I thought, let's give it another go. I'm not going to keep. Oh, it's always been. I've never really given it as much time as it needs because I find it harder to create content for here because of the longer form, and I want it to be good. How are you doing anyway? Kind enough to comment. How are you? See, I was saying what I need is one of those people that take pity on people talking away to themselves on their live streams and to say, hey, go follow this person. I've had some shorts do really well on here. I've got birds trying to carve from my willow tree, my random hoarding that I'm trying to sort through. They are both really good things to you could explore with. Do you have much knowledge of like editing videos and things? Okay, tarot cards. Now I bet that's why you've been sent to me. I'm doing rune state. These are rune stones I'm making. That's why the algorithms picked you to come here. Do you know how to edit videos? Do you have CapCut? CapCut is by far, I think, the best free app for editing out there. And you can also, to be honest, I do tend to purchase this subscription when the offers come on for the extra bits. But if you're not up to requiring the extras, because there's not an awful lot that's different, then I would just use the free stuff. My channel is so random, so I get different views for different stuff. I've done everything on my phone. I do everything on my phone. Even the stuff I did professionally for the clock app, all on my phone. Don't let people. I mean, I love testing out different tripods. I have so many. I just tried one. What does that mean? Body Sanders, what does that mean? We're trying to encourage Star Winters 1484 to up their socials and get out there and get doing it. That's what I'm doing on here today. My belly's rumbling now. What time is it? It's only 11:15. I think my no, I was going to say my belly was on the old tile, but it can't because it's pushed forward. Hello. Is it Joanna DeMarco? Hello, how are you? Where are you watching from today? Does anybody know if this app's sensitive about drinking branded drinks on the lives? I've been getting a restriction every single day on the clock app. And each time it says I'm directing people off the app. I'm doing no such thing. So it's like, oh, I've always wanted to concentrate more over there. Let's take it as a sign. Go and do it. And like I say, I have got some longer form stuff filmed. And then I did the also what was that? I also did this about 2.5 month trip of Europe, and I worked so hard at my socials. Oh my god. I would do a post about where we'd arrived, and then I'd do a post of me taking my mini wheel and making pottery. And I lost hundreds of followers on the gram. But I'm going to stitch them all together and make one really long piece. Because I don't know about you, but sometimes I just like to put something on YouTube and just let it play. And I thought that might be a nice thing to watch. Tea. No, do what you like here. It's your house. Oh, thank God. Do you want to see how bad it has got over on the other side? I've resorted to this. Literally making flashcards of things I want to say in both ways, so they'll show up, because I can't say anything without getting restrictions. So bad. It is so bad. And like I say, I've gone from poster girl. It's like enemy number one. Because I'm such a problematic account. I make bloody pottery. and I do travel. Bonnie Sanders, I'm not sure. Why my brain won't let me go do that. Bonnie Sanders, why does it say fart? You've put fast, and when I click the button for what I think is translate, it says fart. Honestly, if you go into the effort of making a piece of content, post it everywhere. I'll post stuff on the clock app. Well, I didn't think they were. I thought I recognised the name. I thought they'd been here before. I don't actually think they are. Usually get worse than that. But yeah, there's many a time I've posted something like on the clock app, it's done about 300 views. But in fact, I had one. Oh my God. It was just talking about my dad's old wallet, a milkman's wallet. You know, the ones where you open and you put the money on and you fold it and it pops onto the other side and goes under the elastic. It got about 300 views. No, actually, I think it might have even leapt up to 1,000 views on TikTok. Woohoo! And on Instagram, it got millions. I went viral for my dad's wallet, my washing line. It's never anything to do with my pottery. Actually, that's not fair. My range of dignity mugs did go viral. But generally speaking, the stuff I put the most effort into, like the travel ones and the miniatures that I make. Were you here when I showed the Whitby one that I've just done? Because I've got a couple of videos to edit because I was away last week. So the way I keep on top of things, if I've got stuff that I need time to edit and post, then I'll just do a filler piece of content, like a trend or something like that. But I like doing the trends because it's fun to try and change it into your niche. Well, it auto corrected fart into fast. Oh, do you know what? It might be my floor and my chair make noises. I bet that's what it was. You should hear my floor. I've had people before saying, "Are you farting?" And it's the floor. If you listen, it's quite a noisy floor. I bet that's what it was. Yeah, my chair and the floor are very noisy. So we because this is a concrete garage, you know, the ones that are like pebble dashed on the outside. Well, it's all I'm just working it out, but Bonnie's gone quiet anyway. Bonnie's probably scrolled on because I keep farting. Just gonna quickly, if I don't take the glaze off the back quickly, it gets really stuck on there, and then they're really hard to clean. So I found it's easier to clean them in between coats. And to get a good finish, you need at least 3 coats on them. I wouldn't worry about it, honestly. It's that's the sort of thing you have to just shrug off. It's it's not a problem. The trolling I got, like professional trolling, was another level, and I was losing sleep. I was closing all my accounts down until they outed themselves at children. Just get rid of that pop up on my screen. I've been on for over an hour. I should probably consider, unless you've got any other questions, I should probably consider ending the live in. But I don't mind because I've got so much work done today. Because it's a bit of a quieter live. At least I'm not worrying about getting a restriction. It's been so stressful over there. I came out of my studio one day because what they did to me was out of nowhere they changed my account on the clock app to a business and threw me out of the creators fund. I'd worked so hard to get up to like 66,000 followers. I was in the creators fund. I'll be honest, they restricted my account so much I didn't really make anything on there. It'd be a bit of pence here and there. But yeah, overnight they just changed me to a business. So I'm literally recording things like I'm traveling to where the wild flamingos are in France. I go out in the morning, I record the flamingos, I record myself making a mini pot, and then bringing it back and firing it and glazing it and decorating it. And they changed me to a business, kicked me out of the creators fund, and then they said this has all just happened quite recently, and I'm like, what the hell? What have you done? And they came back and said, oh, it's all right, just change it back, but you've got to wait 30 odd days before you can decide, before you can reapply to be in the fund. But I'm pretty sure you've got to have so many views, and they are restricting me so much over there at the minute that I'm just not getting the views. And I would worry that it's my content, but because I post on more than one and I see it gets views on other platforms, it's giving me the confidence. Okay, it's not that I'm just shit. I really enjoy spending my time with you. I definitely will spend more time here. You are amazing. You are lovely for my confidence. Thank you for actually being here and talking to me. So give me a little bit of time. I'll post this live stream, but then give me a little bit of time to find the link for you. And you can actually just go and find her. She's on here actually. She is on here as well. So I'll put the details on here. and you can decide whether you want to take it any further or not. But there's free stuff as well. There's a free newsletter that tells you all the trends in music. She has a free podcast where she talks about, well, everything to do with socials. And then there's the studio. So thank you so much. Have a lovely day, and I will get the last coat of this done. Take care. Bye. I've got to remember how to end it on this one now. Oh, I think it's there. Bye.